Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires, where today I think I've decided that we're going to leave these Norselings alone. Norskins? Because if we get into a fight with them, we're going to spend a bunch of time just wandering around in the frozen north up here. There's not really that much to be had in the way of resources. And I'm concerned that, actually taking over more Norskin territory is going to mean that we're closer to the other real player factions, like the ones with the legendary lords, and we're going to have them nipping at our borders while our army is away trying to do other stuff. I kind of want to keep the neutral factions around as a buffer between us and the actual opponents. So I think what I'm going to do is, could we negotiate like a non-aggression pact? Yeah. Sirtha Ek would be willing to... How much would I have to pay for this? To balance this offer at a mere minus 1.5 diplomatic points. What? My dude. My dude, what? Okay, maybe I could... but I don't want to go to war with the Scalings. I want them as a buffer. I might just pay this, honestly. Okay, he's mad right now because we killed the World Walkers and he liked them, but he'll get over this. And then, those negative points falling off plus the positive points of reputation from having a treaty with them will probably make us pretty secure against them from the east. They're at war with the guys to the south. I will see, that'll happen however it happens. I'm actually going to take this.
In agreement.
So yeah, we're already trending toward positive 5 diplomatic feeling. All right, we'll do that, and then we'll just head toward our objective enemies in the north. So the Decadent Host is up here in this little bay, it looks like. Yeah, that's quite close to where we're at. Let's just head over there. We'll be running through friendly territory all the way to the coast. So we'll get all healed up and stuff. And... what do we have in our gifted pool? We have some pink horrors, right? So the deal with the pink horrors, let's compare them to the blue horrors that we already have. Blue horrors have 40 less range and only 80% as much projectile damage. However, there are 120 blue horrors in a unit compared to 60 pink horrors. So I'm not 100% sure that I want to do the swap out. There's something to be said for volume of fire, right? Quantity has a quality all its own. Do I want to boot anybody else out of the army to take on more pink horrors and just really beef up our ranged? I kind of like our mass of heavy infantry. I'll tell you what, I am eager to boot these Chaos Marauders for more Chaos Warriors. Do we have... We won't have Chaos Warriors in the recruitment pool here. They'll be back down where we built the Chaos Warrior building, right? So we have to... Oh, we don't have anything that is analogous to global recruitment, do we? That's an interesting pressure. Huh. Would I want to swap out Marauders for Forsaken, maybe? The Marauders have about 1,500 more health. But the Forsaken, remembered how to wear armor. They actually have worse raw melee stats. -2 attack, -8 defense relative. But they have a considerable charge bonus. They're better at hitting people from the side and the back. And in addition, they have Frenzy here, which makes them immune to psychology. That means they do not, in this game, that means they do not experience fear. And they have 10 melee attack from that, and that's all live as long as their leadership is at least 50%. I guess in our army, I'm using the Marauders to just tank, whereas these Forsaken really want to be flanking troops, and we kind of have enough flanking troops. I suppose actually the real comparison is between the Forsaken and the Demonettes. Would I replace a unit of Demonettes with Forsaken? So the demonettes have even less HP. They have no armor. They have a raw 43 melee attack with 30 charge bonus on top of it, plus devastating flanker. Yeah, I think we do. Okay, let's not mess with the composition any. I think we're just gonna leave it how it is.
Malleus is mine.
And how far away are we from the bonus movement? Okay, we need 5 more turns of just maintaining our current income bonus to hit 1,000, and then it's going to be however many souls we have to spend to swap this into the space. But I think it'll be worth it. We have a lot of traveling to do.
I crown myself.
It'd be really cool if there was a way to set up some amount of passive soul income. I don't know exactly how you would do such a thing, but we could probably turn fast forward mode back on here. So to be clear, this speed setting has absolutely no effect on the turns of players who we can't see. What is this? Are we getting... Yes, we are getting declared. Okay, well, Couronne, the northernmost of the Bretonnian nations, has gone to war with us. That might redirect my attention a little bit. Yeah, you know, whatever's going on up in the north, they're not a threat to us right this moment. Maybe we just go down and stomp the Bretonnians out. So we won't be able to inhabit this territory, right? I don't think. How is their country just these 2 settlements? They have 3 settlements. So the third one's down here somewhere, probably. Their strength rank 44, while we are 61, which suggests to us that they have 2 armies. I guess this is their second army, though. It's like very early recruitment time for them. Yeah, maybe this would be an okay time to swing down there and do the thing. Well, in any case, our next move is still just run to the coast. But yeah, let's head down that way.
Shadows overcome ice.
And I guess at this point I do want to turn fast forward back off. So what I was saying is, this has no effect on the processing speed of anyone we can't see. It just affects whether or not we are actually shown the army movements of players who we can see. And when I turned it on last turn, I was thinking, you know, we have vision of Bretonnia, but I don't actually care what the Bretonnian armies are doing. All of a sudden, I care. So we could swing through our home territory. We built that Chaos Warrior building, right? We could swing through our home territory and get some Chaos Warriors to replace our Marauders, maybe? The Temple of Skulls. Okay. The grim, skull-adorned temples that dot the land grow restless with power. So winds of magic up. This basically means the base amount of spellcasting resource for all of our armies has increased a bit, which is cool.
Lord of Torment, the Dark Master walks.
So yeah, we'll swing through Conquata on our way down to Bretonnia. And yeah, we totally picked this up. So there should be Chaos Warriors in the Warband pool now, down here. I actually kind of like the combination of the portals and only being able to recruit in certain local places. It gives some interesting restrictions to our gameplay relative to how a lot of the other factions maintain their armies. And Bretonnia is, I should have checked before hitting end turn. I believe Bretonnia is on our long game objective list, so we were going to have to wipe them out eventually anyway. May as well get it done now and see what it is like to conquer southern territory. I assume we're going to have the option of turning it over. Oh, maybe not. You know, Norskins don't like to live down there either. I was going to say maybe we'll probably have the option to turn it over to our vassals, but perhaps we will simply burn it and leave it burned. I would love to set up a portal down there, because if we just burn it and leave it burned, then obviously the other Bretonnian nations are just going to move in, and one of them is going to be larger and more powerful and probably just as at my throat. Okay, that's the best way to get down here? Then sure, go ahead and do it that way. I trust our navigators.
This body will do.
Oh, okay, we finally hit to surplus population. We should absolutely pursue this. Really wish we had more income. That's all right. We don't need steady income. We just need to be stealing everybody else's money. You want to pay the gold price for your gold, or do you want to pay the iron price for your gold? Interesting that we've not seen any movement at all from them after the war declaration. I assumed that they declared war on us because they had intent of some kind. But it would appear that they declared war on me just to make themselves look like targets. Alright, the Vanaheimlings are feeling pretty secure up here. Hopefully that's not foolishness. We probably have like 10 turns left before we can put down another one of these rifts, right? I definitely have strong feelings about getting a rift established down there. But we may have to be at it for some time. Oh, you know what? I need to, here, let me really quickly, for all allied factions, set animation speed to go more. For all enemy factions, do that, and also for all of the other factions. Okay. We don't need to see people's armies move at such low speed. We're fine. So I want to just do a normal move here so that we can enter our recruitment stance.
Move now.
Although, actually, we're not fully in our territory here. Okay, but there are still Chaos Warriors in the pool. I'm going to boot the lower experience
This is right.
Marauder unit.
The first.
Grab some Chaos Warriors.
Come to me.
And then, actually, do I have the ability to warband these guys into Chaos Warriors?
Cursed me.
I can if they level up again.
That they will
Okay.
pay.
We're definitely going to do that. So as you level your up this sort of tree, oh, we can turn them directly into Forsaken if we get 1,000 Twisted Blessings, and Forsaken can then be made into Chaos Spawn, which I guess is funny. And then Spawn can be turned into Aspiring Champions, which are just dudes in armor again. Don't fully understand that one, if I'm being honest. But every step of this path upward, we're going to lose bodies. You can see when it's a Marauder unit, there are 90 of them. Chaos Warriors, there's only 75. Forsaken, there's only 60. So you are, it's not a pure upgrade. You are making some trade-offs in terms of, like, raw mass of units. And that stuff does kind of matter. All right, so I'm not going to fire these ones. These ones we're gonna upgrade when they hit the next rank. And I don't know if I want to mess with this any further. What else is in the gift pool? Chaos Spawn. We could get some more trolls. I'm pretty cool without the trolls. Thanks. What do I need to armor my trolls?
I am the first.
Oh, just a small amount of money. And the difference is literally just that they get 70 armor. Does their upkeep increase? So the upkeep for these is 168 per turn. The upkeep for these is 238. So you're incurring a long-term cost as well. But yeah, we made it to rank 3. You have earned your armor. For sure. I like this warband upgrade system. This is cool. Pink horrors can be turned into exalted pink horrors, but I must be a boon maker first. Where is boon maker? Ah. Okay, so pretty deep into the Tzeentch part of the tree.
Where there
What else can we do? We can exalt you with, I'm assuming, yeah, an equivalent technology. And exalting demons does not reduce their number. Exalting demons is purely an upgrade. And it's a pretty significant upgrade in a lot of cases. Okay, that's the thing that we definitely need to be thinking about. Listen, I'm still worshipping Chaos Undivided. I'm still like a member of the Chaos Undivided faction. Even if I do learn to make a boon here and there, we're not dedicating ourselves to anyone. Except to having better units. So the thing is, we don't really need to focus on like the Slaanesh pseudo-cavalry solution here because the Warriors of Chaos already have access to pretty good knights. So if we're going to commit hard on pursuing one god's upgrades, honestly, it might be Tzeentch.
Tread the shadow paths as I. Fool.
This vampire count who has common enemies with me would love to make a non-aggression pact. I'm cool with that, and also they're paying. I can't believe they haven't taken that little scaling village over there yet.
They cursed me, and for that they will pay.
Alright, so what is going to be the best way to get into the water over here? We probably want to make landfall like just north of Couronne. Okay, so we'll get in the water using this beach here off of the Isle of Wights, which is very funny. I get it. I see what they're doing. So
The sea will burn.
okay, we are still 9 turns cooldown on that. We're getting there. Oh, okay, we do have it. I mean, I probably ought to take this now, right? We won't be able to run it for too long, but we still have a lot of traveling to do. Did that give you more movement immediately? No, you probably for optimal play, you want to do that thing prior to spending your movement for the turn. But it'll cut a turn or two off of this travel time, at the very least. I'm assuming that the this green glow around our capital symbol is because Nurgle is ascendant or whatever in the great game. Okay, I was going to say, oh, there's one of their armies finally, but nope, that was just a hero moving in. I don't know where their stuff is. They must be off doing Grail quests or whatever. You know how those Bretonnian nobles are. The Scaling have convinced the Varg to join their confederation. What? I'm shocked by that.
You know these tribes.
Okay, well, can I make peace with you? No, because you're right. Well, we're increasing toward positive value anyway. We'll come back and check with them in a couple of turns and see if their opinion on this has turned around any. Also, I am currently actually losing money thanks to having swapped my my gift there. How are we doing on... Okay, so in 2 turns, we'll be able to upgrade this another level, and that'll cover a lot of it. We're going to need some money to make that happen. But good news, I know where we can find some.
The sea's cold.
So Couronne has proper walls, but it also only has 12 units in its garrison. Ah, damn it, there's an army sitting there.
This will achieve nothing.
That said, it is an army of shitty, like, peasants and crappy low-level infantry. So maybe we can make something happen. This right here is not enough military to justify their strength rank, so they must have another army in addition to this stuff somewhere, which is something I suppose we need to be leery of. Actually, I do have a thought. So there's a very high value city at the mouth of this river. Maybe we roll over there real quick, see if it's low, if it's poorly enough defended for us to just sack the thing and run off with the cash while we wait for the Vanaheimlings to show up and cause a distraction. Okay, so perfect vigor for all of our aspiring champions and undivided chosen units. And Slanesh has become ascendant. Cool.
Call me master
Yeah, I'm gonna sail over this way right quick.
of shadows.
Let's just see what's going on down Marienburg way. So the city is like here, I believe.
Black Sea.
Or it might be at this beach. I don't know. We'll get there next turn. We will definitely see it next turn. So, I know, like, units is kind of our whole thing, but is there an infrastructure increase anywhere around here? Just like make my buildings a little bit more effective. Construction time down for all buildings. Unlocks hero recruitment and post-battle loot bonus effects for altar improvement buildings. What are altar improvement buildings? That's the name of a building class? So this is worship. This is growth. It's a fighter's lodge. Show me my building browser. Garrison protection. Is it the name of a particular building? Sorcery. I don't know what altar improvement buildings even means. Yeah, none of our buildings are called that. None of our classes of buildings are called that. Huh. Oh, right. Upgrading the core building itself is going to generate another 200 income, so that's going to take care of most of our problems. Okay, well, armor plus 10 for all of our armored knight type units is like, it's not super exciting given that their army is already, or their armor is already very good. Souls gained from battles up is definitely interesting. I kind of think I want to take dark diplomacy though. We want to settle things up north with Norska. I don't want to have to worry about getting backstabbed. And also, it would be very cool to have bonus diplomatic relations with the Skaven as we are moving down into territory where we might start meeting them. And then we're on our way to some other interesting stuff.
Good progress.
And that bonus requires us to have Gifts of Chaos Undivided. So we do need to, get some more souls and swap some stuff up. We'll figure it out. I just say I do not think that these these gifts are very good. Do we get better ones eventually? Faction leader grants a bonus to other lords. I mean, that's meaningful. Ah, yes. Hell cannons in the gifted units pool. That I care about. Dragon Ogre Shaggoths in the gifted units pool. The Portal Glyph summons a unit of Chaos Furies. Okay, well, you know what? They're bad, but free summonables during combat is never terrible. And as much as Chaos Furies are not good units, they are at least fast-moving flying bad units, so they have a niche even if they're not powerful. And they're not like a Great Eagle or something, where they will straight up lose a fight to a group of archers on occasion. Chaos Furies are at least competent as ranged or siege weapon hunting forces. I did once see a great eagle get routed by a group of archers in melee combat. And I've never forgotten it. Alright, hopefully Gulbranson... So Gulbranson's going down, like, the west toward Longwy, which is actually really great news for us, because he might be able to draw the army out of Couronne. Alright, let's just poke our head a little further down here. Okay, so Marienburg has fallen to the men of the Emperor, or the men of the Empire, and not only has a full Reichland army, but a full Reichland army featuring their legendary lord. So that's not ideal. How much would you love to pay me for a non-aggression pact? It turns out very much. Very much is how much. Cool. Kazrak, welcome aboard. Welcome to the winning team.
You are no Morka.
Okay, well, it's definitely not worth pushing south toward Marienburg, then. Let's just go ahead and get up on land here.
What you ask is impossible.
We can't see the movement range for this army because they're in mustering mode.
Harbinger.
Unfortunately, when you click on an enemy army to see its movement area, it only shows you its possible movement distance in its current stance, which is very silly. Alright, so we have that. Am I not allowed to... Ah, I see. This is 6,000 gold. Well, honestly, I think we might just wait for it, because I probably do want that income improvement. What else do we have access to? Bonus control and income from our allied adjacent regions, where they have... Okay, they have a small money-making building. That seems terrible. We could get the wizard building. This is called Favor? Yeah. So the wizard building does give us 30% bonus income from stuff in the region that we build this in. So that is immediately relevant, and it lets us unlock chaos sorcerers. You know what? Yeah, that's okay to build, I think. I don't know where the beastmen got all that money, but I'm grateful for it at this moment. So let's see what Esme Paquette does here. My guess is continues to recruit units, probably, but... Oh, Karl Franz is leaving Marienburg with an 11-unit garrison. Ah, okay. Well, that's great news for us. I mean, there is danger, right? If we go to take Couronne and the battle goes poorly, then Paquette's return could be actually pretty dangerous for us. But I think we have to go for it. I think this is our moment of opportunity, and if we go for it, it makes Leaf's Landing all the easier. Perhaps as a result of the Changer's machinations, or another player in the great game making their move, aspiring champions gather at your Dark Fortress, ready to prove themselves worthy, also just kind of errant text in the thing. So unit experience gain up, or character experience gain up? Well, as much as I do want my units to benefit, you know what, our characters are leveling up pretty quickly on their own. And we have some things we want to do to our units that require level ups.
That
So yeah, I think we can just go ahead and hit this.
they shall fall.
It's entirely possible that that Bretonnian army didn't even realize that we were present. We might have been outside of their active vision range. So it would just give us an auto-resolve Pyrrhic victory. I think we can do way better than a Pyrrhic victory if we do this manually. It is worth noting, however, first of all, 3 units of halberd infantry. These are not great troops, but they do have a considerable amount of bonus versus large. So we definitely want to make sure we're fighting them with like Chaos Warriors and not the Trolls or something. Because remember, that's both bonus melee attack and bonus melee damage. Their kind of men-at-arms are sort of crummy. They do have poison bowmen in Total War Warhammer. Poison is not a damaging effect, it is a stat reducing effect. And it does hurt. It does hurt. They have a couple units of cavalry who will not be able to assist in any combat outside the walls, probably. And then they have a great big trebuchet. Sorry, 3 great big trebuchets, which are a real problem. We're going to have to be careful about those. But I think we can handle this. And we'll have to watch out for opportunities. If they ever leave the trebuchets unguarded, Bellicor can just run over and rip them apart very quickly. We're definitely going to take a bunch of damage here, but I do not think there's any reason. This has to be a Pyrrhic victory. This can go a lot better than that. Are we going to want to do the 3 force thing here again? Since there are 3 ways in, and just try to divide them. With them having like a siege weapon that they can just put in the center of town and sort of turn instead of having to move from theater to theater of this battle, that is a little bit less viable. Also, the core control points here are tucked away inside the mountain, which is certainly going to help them. So all of our paths have to sort of converge on this area, and then we push in from there. But if we can take this stuff, they're in dire shape indeed. And I think I'm willing to, in terms of siege weapons, I think I'm willing to put the Hell Cannon up against the Trebuchet crew. So we can risk starting magic or we can risk overall magic to try to increase the amount of magic pool we start with. I think I'm fine with our 20. We'll have time to build it up. So let's get a better look here. What is this? Generates victory tickets for the Owning Alliance. Okay, so that's a high value spot, obviously. This is their key building, which is giving them this siege defender bonus to any unit that has more than 25 HP and is inside the walls. And then these little control points don't give any bonuses. They just give the ability to build on various locations. So 2 towers on that wall. Okay, there are no approaches here that aren't going to be totally covered by tower fire. I guess this is actually the most open because these towers are so set apart. Yeah, this might be where we want to make our main ground push, led by Jorhul. Now, Jorhul is on horseback right now, and that means your units that are mounted on horseback cannot be told to just get on or off their horse during battle. So, we can't have him climb the wall, but we can send him, like, with the trolls. Troll units have leadership problems, so it's probably best to keep them near a hero. And the trolls can just batter down one of the gatehouses. That should be very doable. And in that case, we probably want this to be the side that a lot of the non-wall climbing units are on.
Off a fool.
Probably also want to give them at least some range for support. Let's, like I said, I think this is going to be the main force. So let's... Okay. Then over here, we can... We do have to throw up enough bodies in each force that they actually do, like, respond. If we just put like 1 or 2 units on a side, they may very well ignore us on that side, and that's a thing that we don't want to happen. That said, if we all start in the trees, I wonder if we could put enough bodies over here to reasonably take over this wall and rush into the control point without them realizing that I've stacked anything on this border at all. Because that's also, I think, a reasonable strategy. Just like a fully stealthed approach. And then we'll put the rest of the stuff down here, including the siege weapon. So all of you are Group 3, led by this unit of Chaos Warriors on the assault. And I mean, we want to be approaching through the woods for stealth as well as for cover from tower projectiles. Can I get us all in stealth? I mean, no. No, absolutely not, because there's no way to stealth the cannon, I believe. But we can disguise our numbers here. Okay, I really want you guys to be in the trees enough that you're hidden. There we go. Okay, the cannon cannot be hidden. But we can put it in a place where... There we go. We still have some trees between us and the tower. And then where do we want Bellicor? I think I'm going to put Bellicor right here, and we're just going to fly over and try to harass anything that's stopping this push. Or do I want Bellicor on troll side? Yeah, you know what? Actually, let's do that. We'll put Bellicor over here, rush in, and try to open this gate quickly with him stopping the archers from doing too much arching. This totally worked. They didn't put any units over there at all. They did stack their cavalry on this side, but I think my plan with Bellicor is to have him, rather than flying over, I'm just going to have him fly down and harass the units on top of the wall. Am I allowed to cast the pendulum along a wall? No. Affects units if grounded. Yeah, okay. That would have been a horrifying thing to do, right? All right, they probably put their cavalry in the right place. We're going to suffer some serious losses on the troll units. Where's the command box for this tower? It's just this part of the wall. So if we can get Bellicor up there quickly, I'm hoping we can break down their control of that part of the wall, because I would love to not have to worry about fire from that tower. Do I want the spawn to just sit in the trees? Oh, you're not stealthed. You probably could be. Yeah, just get hidden. Okay. Over on this front, they did not stack up any archers. It's hard to see exactly where the edge of this control box is. Okay, that unit is partially in it. This side, they have halberds, which are not going to be particularly effective against most of our wall climbing infantry. No, sorry, don't destroy the gate. Climb the wall. So I think I'm just gonna instead of issuing an attack order on a particular unit, I'm just gonna have the hell cannon shoot at the wall. Yeah, just make that part of the wall really unpleasant to be on. All right, if I move you to the very front of the trees, we can still benefit from some ranged cover, but also probably be able to shoot at the guys on the wall. Make that easy. And this crew got a completely undefended region, so everybody up and over, and we'll start claiming command points. That'll get the enemies turned around.
I tire of being the gods' plaything. In this battle, I shall break free!
Okay, so you can see here, the overcast on this just increases the cast range. We don't really need that. Bellicor is going to be right on top of them. So let's cast the smallest version of this, which, remember, will give all of our other units a speed boost due to the passive effect of this spell school.
Scar them!
They have another tower over there.
Feel the power!
Wow, Bellicor is ripping through those guys already. Hopefully we're going to be able to get this tower out of their control pretty quickly.
What? Now?
Yep, and he's just up there, cloaked in shadows, being absolutely terrifying. Turns out, peasant archers, not well trained in this sort of combat. Alright, they've fully surrendered, and this tower is going to be ours very soon, which means the spawn can move up safely. This tower over here, I hate the fact that when you mouse over a neutral tower, you can't see its firing range. So I don't know what the cone of that is, but we'll be well out of it and safe. We have control of the towers on this side. That's what that... I was wondering what that notification was. Like, how did we get a neutral point already? But that's what they were talking about. All right, so we still need some work getting done on there. We're climbing here as quickly as we can. They did not bother to take control of the tower. And the Hell Cannon is not shooting, but instead just rolling forward. Not what I wanted it to do, frankly. Well, if they haven't got control of the tower, there's no reason at all for us not to just push. And you, I guess, just shoot the gatehouse? Oh, the trebuchets. Yeah, that's a clear... Yeah, okay. That's a nice clean shot. Let's get that base damage, or that bonus damage going. Awesome. Awesome work. Alright. The tower is under control. Ah, they've actually ridden out with their cavalry. This is, like, objectively the right move for them, but it is the thing the AI used to never do. So I'm actually very pleased to see this. And yeah, they're running out to effectively attack my archers. We're going to try to reform. I'm going to hit him with the Tormentor's Sword. Oh, the Tormentor's Sword just affects every enemy within a certain range of him. It's not a cast effect. Okay. I thought it was you pick a target and shoot it at them. All right, well, he'll get down here and harass them. Never mind the flank, just go straight for them. As long as they're focused on the archers, the Chaos Spawn are in no danger here, and we will fuck them up real fast. Yep, all of a sudden they're thinking, oh, maybe I've made a mistake. Maybe this was an error. Come on, y'all. Get back here. And then just open fire. And Be'lakor should probably just get down there. I know they're gonna try to jump him with their cavalry. I'm not too worried about it. Be'lakor, my dude. Uh-oh, he seems to have fallen asleep. Well, you know, beta and everything. That's not great, though. I need him to be conscious. Here we go. Okay. So now that y'all have crested the walls, let's go... Actually, the whole group, get over here and take this control point. So in addition to the control point giving them the ability to build in all these tiles, they are receiving additional defensive supply points every like second, with which they can build more stuff and upgrade the stuff they have built. Taking the supply locations away slows down their resource income and so prevents them from building up their defenses further. Yeah, Be'lakor seems to have completely lost his AI brain, which is not a good sign for us. We need him to be effective. The trolls have cracked the door and are... Okay, in a situation like this, where a relatively small number of Knights of the Realm are fighting a relatively small number of trolls, due to the bottleneck, I think our troops probably have the advantage. But I do want to... Let's put a little pressure on them. Can he still do this? Okay, yeah, the spells are still working. Mostly I was trying to kill the halberd troops. Very pleased to see that working. But yeah, Bellacor's stuck. That's very bad news for us. Halt, whatever you're doing, stop doing it. Yep, I can't get his brain unstuck. Well, that's a bummer. All right, how's the fight in the south going? We are overwhelming them with sheer numbers, basically. Like I said, I don't think that trebuchet group is much of a threat against the might of the Hell Cannon. And most of our units are not even involved in the fighting here. So y'all just run forward and supply cap. The rest of you stay on your targets. Units with the white flag, like I've said before, will probably regroup at some point. I want these units permanently broken. Get rid of them. Huh, I can't issue movement orders inside. Oh, I guess the gate's not actually open. The gate's partially open right now because there are units fleeing through it, but it will close behind them. So, all right, crack the thing properly. And I guess this is really the only place where we need to be doing any management of what's going on. Ah, see these units with the skull next to their flag, they have permanently broken and will not reform. I'm going to have Jorhul try to... Oh, the gate is still not controlled by us, and as such, it's just they opened the gate briefly and let some of the trolls through to be a distraction. That's annoying. It's fine. We'll deal with it. So yeah, there's a very small amount of actual fighting going on here. You can see a couple of guys swinging halberds. We're going to focus on burning this gate. All right, you two, you did great work. You do not need to chase the horses any further. All right, I am absolutely just going to drop another one of these through here. Pretty all right. Gosh, I wish I could have him kill those archers. My dude just fully fell asleep in the middle of combat. Okay, that is group 2 accomplishing their goal. You know what? This doesn't have to be fancy. The whole lot of you, murder those men-at-arms. Sorry, no, not the whole lot of you. Who's fast? Who here is the fastest? Okay, we got a unit of bloodletters. Yep, there are some peasant bowmen who need to be handled. Oh, somehow the demonettes are also not... Okay, yeah, you also go help with that. The rest of the melee can just go toe-to-toe with their melee. We have all this heavy infantry. I'm not concerned about that fight at all.
Agreed.
The gatehouse has completely stopped taking damage. Do my trolls get distracted? Kill the gate. Trolls are not... There we go. They're not smart. They're not high intelligence units. Okay, try to focus on the knights. Fighting the halberd guys is not really going to get you anywhere. I'm going to drop maybe a mysterious miasma on them, or... We don't have enough winds to cast the... Yeah, we don't have enough winds to cast the pendulum again. So I'm going to just focus a little bit of a damage over time spell on these halberds. Once the halberds are down, this front is ours completely. The halberd troops are the only thing that stand much of a chance of doing any real damage to us.
At once.
Can you hit them through the open gate at all?
Of course.
Looks like a no. Oh, okay, there's a couple of shots coming through. And now that the knights are going toe-to-toe with the trolls, and Jorhul has gotten through. Yeah, okay. All right, Jorhul, do not stop and fight the halberds. You have a more important job. Oh, they've put up a little defensive structure to stand on. You know what? I will go around. Jorhul is fast as hell. Okay, so these bloodletters are chopping those archers up pretty good. There's a unit of men-at-arms with polearms here guarding this control point. Is this tower... This tower's controlled by that? Okay. Let's have these pink horrors and these chaos warriors try to run up the hill and just grab control of this. The aspiring champions can finish this job off. Okay, that's becoming ours quickly. There's a unit of polearms over here that think they're clever. Pink horrors, disabuse them of this notion. I own the gates. There's no more reason to shoot at it. Yeah, okay. We're going to have all of these exterior control points very soon. Take me back to Jorhul.
Witness me.
Actually, here, let's just run down here and murk these archers real fast. Nope, no fleeing. Stand here and get tormented. Okay, the polearms are down. And yeah, the men-at-arms don't stand much of a chance against trolls and stuff. We're not even going to get to see the battle, the interior part of the battle, because they gave up as soon as the walls were fully breached. Alright, I like Decisive a lot better than Pyrrhic. In fact, none of our units took meaningful damage. So if that Bretonnian army wants to turn around and have at us, we shall simply consume them. Losses, 34. And almost all of those losses confined to this single unit of demonettes. Yeah, that really couldn't have gone much better. I don't know how the game figured that we were going to get a Pyrrhic victory. I think in general the auto-resolver just way overvalues standing fortifications. And it doesn't really consider what kind of troops you have for dealing with fortifications. Like if you have a bunch of trolls, gates, not really a problem. If you have a hell cannon, enemy units, not really a problem. I'm glad that the hell cannon did the thing so effectively there too, because I feel like it dramatically underperformed expectations in the first battle, and I wanted it to have a chance to redeem itself in your eyes, if not in mine, because I never gave up on it. All right, so only 2,000 gold to be had, huh? So my options here. Okay, I am allowed to occupy this. I think we're gonna sack it first. I could really use all this money.
Find what I need. Scour the rest. Belacor.
Okay, and then we'll occupy the ruined version of it. So what can we do? Okay, we only put together an altar, and then altar improvements are a type of building in this kind of settlement, aren't they? Oh, we can make pottery. Fine pottery depicts the symbols of the chaos gods, crafted as an act of worship, because there is clay in this area. Okay, well, the first thing we're going to do, obviously, is repair this altar. It is damaged because of the sacking. And then, yeah, favor from all buildings faction-wide up by 5%? Sure. As opposed to... Okay, so these buildings can recruit chaos sorcerers, or chaos hero types for us once we have erection of ruinous monuments. Excuse me. Casualty replenishment rate up by 5% for armies in the region is definitely interesting as well. That's the thing we're going to want to do with a lot of these altars. For this one, I really do think just setting up pottery camp makes a lot of sense.
The first demon prince.
And you are so close to knowing Arcane Conduit and having so many more points of magic per battle.
My prayers are answered.
Let's finish that off. Obviously, mighty powerful already. So it's hard for me to imagine them. Here's their other settlement, Grungzint, with marble that we probably will be able to exploit in some way. Oof. All of a sudden, I've got a terrible tickle in my throat. One moment here. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. So, what are they doing in response? They are simply leaving. Okay. I don't know if that's a real plan. I guess you can just go somewhere else. Are they going to try to attack my territory? I can't see that going well for that tiny little force. They're going to get torn apart by the shoreline before they even reach our troops. Yeah, Gulbrandsen should have no problem taking down Langui, so we'll run for Grungzin.
The first.
Gosh, we do have some movement, huh? We're going to have to cross over into Reichland land to do this. It probably will not shock you to know they are no fan of us anyway, so I don't really think harming our diplomatic situation with them is really meaningful. I might turn around and burn down Marienburg. We'll see. What was the sack value on that? It showed it for a moment there. I think it was in the 2000s. It's not really that impressive. Probably not worth going to war with a huge faction over.
Douse this world in sensation.
All right. So next turn we get our pottery. We are a little bit desperate for income. So I wonder what's going on with Karl Franz. We should have investigated this a little bit more. I wonder if these two forces are at war with each other. It looks like Castle Artois is under attack by like a rebel army, maybe? Maybe they lost control of their area. There's Grom the Paunch. There's a big orc army in the area too. This was a very chaotic region for the men of the south, even before we showed up. The Marienburgers would probably like their city back. Okay, so I think we can rely on some of this infighting to keep us pretty safe. Leif Gulbrandsen, the Aspirant. There is one that shows potential within your sphere of domination. Currently, he languishes in the Vanaheimlings. Bring him before you for appraisal. So we can test him, test the mettle and loyalty of this aspiring champion, giving him a bunch of bonus XP and also giving us a bunch of allegiance that we can spend with the Vanaheimlings, or demand tribute from him, I guess, and get some armor of fortune. I think our we have pretty good armor already, don't we? I kind of want to level up my my vassal characters so that they are more powerful. Ooh, Wintertooth have taken over the Scalings. Well, we're going to have to go see if we can negotiate with Wintertooth then, I guess. First things first, though.
Lord of Shadows.
Let's just absolutely overrun this thing.
Hunger for souls.
And I think I do want to occupy it because I'm curious what we can make of the marble. This is going to be, like, basically indefensible.
Master.
Okay, 5% reduction in all building costs everywhere. That's cool. The warband camp building gives you such a tiny garrison. Like, I can't imagine this ever being worthwhile. Yeah, I guess we'll just take the oh, boy, I don't even know if I want to spend 3,000 favor. It'll add up over time. And since the Vanaheimlings took Langui, we can just go ahead and issue a proclamation here, a commandment. I think dramatically increasing the amount of chaos undivided corruption in the area is the thing that's most likely to harm our enemies. There is, I suppose, something to be said for slowing people down, but that's only enemies within this province, and the border is actually quite close to the settlements. Yeah, let's just foster cults. Chaos for everyone. You'll thank me for this later. And construction time down for all buildings everywhere is not a bad thing, and then that can lead us into the ability to upgrade our pink horrors and stuff. I think I like that as a long-term strategy. Alright, slowly we are accumulating some more population. We have to get to 4 points of surplus population to get the next Dark Fortress upgrade here, and it's going to be expensive. And with that, this faction should be eliminated, right? Okay, it's hard to tell if they're suffering the no settlement attrition.
Where shall we raid?
Sorry, what am I doing? I don't want to talk to you. I wanted to talk to Couronne. Okay, Couronne is said to still have one settlement. Ah, they took something down here. They took Karak Ziflin with another army that I couldn't see while all this other stuff was happening. Well, we can't have that. I guess our campaign continues apace. Oh, before I hit end turn, let's remember. Let's go have a word with the Wintertooth.
Rocky's Dark One's favorite killer. You are nobodies.
Okay, sure. So, unfortunately, we cannot afford to buy a non-aggression pact. Our opinion with them is stable. Actually, our opinion with them is base 0. This past treaties with Varg term will decay over time. This might be a good next expenditure, though. If they own this much of the north, if we can get them to just not consider us a threat, figure that we are a safe faction for them to put their back up against, that would be a very good thing for us in the long run, I think. Sadly, Karak Ziflin is quite a bit south, and we can't get there through the mountains from Grungzint. We're going to have to, run out somewhere. We definitely are going to want to leave this area by setting up a portal and just portaling home. And we're probably not that far off of the cooldown for that being up, right? We'll be able to do that soon. Oof, Grom the Paunch just rode out and got completely annihilated. Grungzint is under siege. Oh, hey, here's this army. Right, we probably have to run back and deal with them before we go anywhere, because they're just going to retake Couronne, because we can't set up a garrison that will actually matter. And, I know that our income doesn't seem like a big deal in terms of building infrastructure, because as long as we can keep taking out enemy settlements, we can keep just using that money to build our big buildings. But if we ever want to be able to run another army, we're going to need a lot more income. Armies are very expensive, so I really do want to get this figured out. The Vanaheimlings are vassals, but they are becoming unruly and challenging your rule. Show them the error of their ways. We can give +5 melee attack to all our buildings, or we can punish their transgressions, wounding Oshkar Ek, but giving Oshkar Ek 2000 XP, and really completely filling our allegiance bar. The Artois faction was in fact defeated by Lyonesse. It wasn't a rebel army, it was another Bretonnian faction that just has exactly the same flag, but with the colors reversed, because Bretonnians.
Follow Ogre's winds.
Alright, let's get back over here. This thing has a 5-unit garrison. We are going to have to kill that army.
Do not stop. The Dark Master walks.
The good news is, I think we're probably going to be able to catch them.
Cursed me. And for that they will pay.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier to exert our will if we had another army running, which is probably going to necessitate another Dark Fortress or two. I see now why our income buildings are so effective. It's because we are going to get to build so few of them. Each thing is going to matter a lot more. Maybe I should have just passed Couronne. Because we're never going to be able to defend this, right? We are not going to meaningfully hold this. As soon as Bellicor leaves the area, it's going to fall to somebody. I'm really hoping somebody else is going to deal with the Carrick Ziflin problem. Like, probably the dwarves who live down here would like that back. Also, here's a great big faction of necromancer people. They could do something about it. I need somebody to do something about it. Huh. Somehow not able to reach you. Oh, because I have to cross a river. And if we take the bridge, we're going to end up not quite getting there. I'd really like to deal with this problem before the end of the episode. This is what I am delaying the end of the episode for. We're going to try sneaking up on them. 45% chance of that working. You know, because I'm a huge hulking demon and we're basically just walking across an open field. But who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky.
I named it. You better bow, using the presence of the Goblin King.
Wow. Cool. Good for you. Congratulations. I am willing to offer you a non-aggression pact out of the magnanimity of my heart. And then I'm going to turn around and try to use this money to buy a non-aggression pact with this faction.
Puppets to get eaten.
Jeez. Wow, our numbers are trending very downward. Yeah, I definitely want to nip that in the bud. That was like all of our money, though. Even the new... Ugh, terrible. And the Sword of Cain has been claimed by a Dark Elf faction. We're going to worry about the Sword of Cain nonsense later. It's a legendary magic elf sword that's probably actually a chaos artifact. Not my problem right now. You know whose problem elves is? Somebody else. Possibly everybody else. Alright, I'm hoping that they will not see through the ambush. They won't realize we're right here, and then we can just jump them next turn. Given the amount of movement that it takes to cross the river in a place that doesn't have a bridge, my hope is that that army will not be able to attack the altar at Couronne. But if they do stop to attack the altar at Couronne, we will still catch them. They jumped in the ocean. This cowardice, I gotta tell you, not a big fan. I feel like our altar, we should be able to at least like close the walls back up, just repair the damage we did to the walls and gates before we leave. Not that I guess it would matter very much. But I feel like we could defend these altars a little bit better. Alright, they did in fact see through the ambush, and they ran exactly far enough away, because of course they did. Alright, now that you have maxed out your charge bonus, let's take... Yeah, your melee defense is pretty poor. We could buff that up a little bit. And we'll be able to grab Foe Seeker next, and then move up into, like, lots more weapon damage, which is the thing I'm really looking forward to.
For chaos.
So I don't want to play Keep Away with Esme Paquette forever. You know what? I think maybe we will just go ahead and call this episode here. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, we're going to finish off these Couronne. I'm not coming back here, hopefully. We're just going to burn down all of Bretonnia, if that's what it takes. And then we're getting back on track. And we'll see you then.